Social issues, current affairs, women and child, women and child, women in STEM, YN news, the officer of the principal scientific advisor, PSA, principal scientific advisor, PSA, has launched a new initiative, Women in Engineering, Science and Technology, WEST, WEST, and promote in STEM, STEM, about women in engineering, science and technology, WEST, basics of WEST. WEST is a I-STEM. I-STEM means Indian Science, Technology and Engineering. Facilitates MAP, linking researchers and resources. Initiative. STEM is a common abbreviation for 4 closely connected areas of study: science, technology, engineering and mathematics. STEM. S means science, T means technology, E means engineering, M means mathematics. iSTEM is a national web portal for sharing research equipment or facilities and for promoting collaborations in R&D and technological innovation in academia and industry. iSTEM is an initiative of PSA under Prime Minister's Science, Technology and Innovation Advisory Council PM STIAC mission. Objective: through the WEST initiative, iSTEM shall provide a special platform to scientifically inclined women researchers, scientists and technologists for pursuing research in science and engineering. It will provide skill development programs, access to R&D facilities and R&D software platforms. Target: under the WEST initiative, the current support being provided to S&T startups by women entrepreneurs by iSTEM will be enhanced. STEM gender gap. STEM means science, technology, engineering, mathematics. SDG 5 gender equality includes women use of enabling technology including ICTs. Globally, 18% of girls in tertiary education are pursuing STEM studies compared to 35% of boys, World Bank report. Female students and employees are underrepresented in STEM. Other initiatives take to promote women in STEM. Vignan Jyoti by the Department of Science and Technology to create a level playing field for meritorious girls in high school to pursue STEM. Knowledge involvement, research advancement through nurturing. Kiran. K means knowledge, I means involvement, R means research, A means advancement, N means nurturing. This scheme of DST encourages women scientists in the field of S&T. Gender advancement for transforming institutions. Gati. It seeks to bring institutional reforms to facilitate women in STEM and medicine disciplines at all levels. Consolidation of university research for innovation and excellence. CURIE, CURIE. It provides support to women universities in improving their R&D facilities. Biotechnology Career Advancement and Reorientation Program, BioCare. Biotechnology Career Advancement and Reorientation Program, BioCare, by the Department of Biotechnology, DBT, for career development of employed or unemployed women scientists up to 45 years of age, for whom it is the first extramural research grant. Gender pay parity, YN news. Recently, Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, announced a pay equity policy for its contracted women cricketers in the country. Pay equity policy. Gender pay parity. Gender pay parity. Pay parity means ensuring that employees in the same job and location are paid fairly relative to one another, regardless of their gender or ethnicity. It is often used as an indicator of gender inequality in the world of work. Gender pay gap in India. India ranked 135 among a total of 146 countries in the Global Gender Gap Index 2022 by World Economic Forum. Men in India capture 82% of labor income, while women earn just 18% according to World Inequality Report 2022 by World Inequality Lab. Measures to address gender pay gap. Legislations, constitutional provisions. Legislations: Minimum Wages Act 1948, Equal Remuneration Act 1976, Code on Wages 2019, Maternity Benefit Amendment Act 2017, Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Act, Manrega, MGNREGA 2005. Constitutional provisions. Article 16. All citizens have a right to equality of opportunity in relation to matters of public employment or appointment to any office under the state. Article 38 clause 2 strives to minimize inequalities in income among individuals. Article 39d promises equal pay for equal work for both men and women. Surrogacy Regulation Rules 2022. Why in news? The government has issued Surrogacy Regulation Rules 2022 under Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021. About Surrogacy Regulation Rules 2022. Rules provide form and manner for registration and fee for a surrogacy and fee FEE for a surrogacy clinic under the requirement, and qualifications for persons employed at a registered surrogacy clinic. Key highlights of the rules. Surrogate mother. Number of attempts of any surrogacy procedure and surrogate mother is limited to 3 times only. She may be allowed for abortion under the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. She has to give her consent through an agreement for giving up all her rights over the child, and shall hand over the child or children to the intending couple. Intending couples purchase a general health insurance cover in favor of the surrogate mother for a period of 36 months to cover all expenses for all the complications arising out of pregnancy and postpartum delivery complications. Certificate of essentially for couples. Certificate of proven infertility of one or both members of the intending couple from a district medical board. An order of parentage and custody of the surrogate child passed by a magistrate's court. Insurance coverage for a period of 36 months covering postpartum delivery complications for the surrogate. Certificate of eligibility for couples between 23 to 50 years old wife and 26 to 55 years old husband. They do not have any surviving child, biological, adopted or surrogate. They do not have any surviving child, biological, adopted or surrogate. Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021 defines surrogacy: a practice whereby one woman bears and gives birth to a child for an intending couple. Allows altruistic surrogacy, that is, no monetary incentives or rewards to the surrogate mother is allowed except insurance. Prohibits commercial surrogacy, punishment for commercial surrogacy, imprisonment up to 5 years with fine up to 5 lakh. Eligibility criteria for surrogate mother. Eligibility certificate issued by the appropriate authority. A married woman having a child of her own and between the age of 25 to 35 years. Prohibition: shall not provide her own gametes or not act as a surrogate mother more than once in her lifetime. Eligibility criteria for intending couple. Certificate of eligibility and certification and certificate of essentiality. Rights of child deemed to be a biological child of the intending couple of intending woman. Other provisions of the Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021. Punishment for commercial surrogacy. Imprisonment which may extend to 5 years and with fine which may extend to 5 lakh rupees. National Assisted Reproductive Technology and Surrogacy Board, NARTSB. Chairperson, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Functions: advise the central government, review and monitor implementation, lay down the code of conduct to be for persons working at surrogacy clinics, set the minimum standards of physical infrastructure, laboratory and diagnostic equipment and expert manpower, to supervise the functioning of state assisted reproductive technology and surrogacy boards, SARTSB, NART and surrogacy registry, an online public record system of ART clinics or banks and surrogacy clinics in India. Abortion law in India. Recently, the Supreme Court extended the right to safe and legal abortion up to 24 weeks of pregnancy to all women in the country, regardless of marital status. Significance of Supreme Court judgment. Constitutional rights. Judgment states that a distinction among women on the grounds of marital status is violation of the right to equality under Article 14 and right to life under Article 21. Acknowledges marital rape. SC ruled that pregnancy of a married woman due to forcible sex by her husband can be treated as rape under MTP Act. Women can go for an abortion without the requirement of anybody else's consent. Expands the definition of woman. Judgment clarifies woman includes cisgender women, also people for the purpose of safe abortion. Protects the privacy of minors. SC allowed minor females to abort their pregnancies from consensual sex without disclosing their identity to the police under the Protection of Child from Sexual Offences POCSO Act. Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012. POCSO Act 2012. Abortion laws in India. Abortion is illegal under Section 312 and 313 of the Indian Penal Code (IPC) unless it is performed in the manner prescribed under the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, MTP Act 1971. The Act was amended in 2021 to make the MTP more accessible to women. Do you know abortion in India? Close to 8 women die every day in India due to unsafe abortions. Every day, 8 women. About 67% of abortions between 2007 to 2011 in India were unsafe. Women between the ages of 15 to 19 years are at the highest risk of dying from an abortion related complication. Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, MTP Act 1971. The termination of certain pregnancies by registered medical practitioner under certain specified conditions. MTP up to 20 weeks of pregnancy. MTP for 20 to 24 weeks of pregnancy. MTP up to 24 weeks of pregnancy on the grounds of. MTP beyond 24 weeks of pregnancy. MTP up to 20 weeks of pregnancy available to any woman on the advice of one doctor. MTP 20 to 24 weeks of pregnancy limited to only few specific categories of women prescribed in the rules on the advice of 2 doctors. Categories of such women include survivors of rape, victims of incest and other vulnerable women, differently abled women, minors among them, but not unmarried women. Supreme Court called the provision as an artificial distinction between married and single women and declared it is not constitutionally sustainable. Thus, Supreme Court extended the provision of MTP up to 24 weeks of pregnancies to unmarried women also. MTP up to 24 weeks of pregnancy on the grounds of child born would suffer from a serious alignment. Risk to the life of the pregnant woman are of grave injury, physical or mental health. MTP beyond 24 weeks of pregnancy is permitted only on the grounds of fetal abnormalities on the advice of a medical board. Protection of Children from Sexual Offences POCSO Act 2012. Recently, the Chief Justice of India requested the Parliament to examine the age of consent issue under the POCSO Act 2012. More on news. CJI made the appeal as POCSO Act 2012 possesses difficulties for judges examining the cases of consensual sex involving adolescents. CJI referred to India analysis of judgments of special courts in West Bengal, Assam and Maharashtra. Romantic cases under POCSO Act study by Enfold Proactive Health Trust and UNICEF India. As per this study, 1 in every 4 cases under POCSO Act constituted romantic cases. 93.8 cases ended with acquittals. In 46.6% cases, girl was between 16 to 18 years. POCSO Act 2012 protection to children under the age of 18 from the offences of sexual assault, sexual harassment and pornography, applicable to only child survivors and adult offenders. In case two children have sexual relations, Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2000 will apply. Children friendly mechanisms at every stage of judicial process, like reporting, recording of evidence, investigation, etc. Evidence of the child shall be recorded within a period of 30 days of the special court taking cognizance of the offence. Special court, it shall complete the trial as far as possible within a period of 1 year from the date of taking cognizance of the offence. Punishes criminals who are in positions of trust of authority, like public servants, staff of educational institutions, police, etc. Amended in 2019 for defining child pornography, widening the scope of aggravations, penetrations, sexual assault, increasing the minimum punishment to certain accounts. POCSO Act 2012. Difference between Section 354 IPC versus POCSO Act 2012. Section 354 IPC, punishment for the offence irrespective of the age of the victim. POCSO Act 2012, for the protection of children only. Section 354 IPC, female. POCSO Act 2012, gender neutral. Section 354 IPC, definition is generic. POCSO 2012, the act for the first time defines penetrative sexual assault and sexual harassment. Penetrative sexual assault and sexual harassment. Section 354 IPC lies on the prosecution, the accused is deemed to be innocent until proven guilty. POCSO Act 2012 lies on the accused is deemed to be guilty until proven innocent. Section 354 IPC, minimum 1 year, this may extend to 5 years along with a fine. POCSO Act 2012, minimum 3 years, this may extend to 5 years in addition to a fine. Punishment. Child marriage. Every fourth woman survived in the age group of 20 to 24 was married before they turned 18. National Family Health Survey 5, NFHS 5, an overall declining trend of early marriage in both the sexes has been observed. Prohibition of Child Marriage Act of 2006. Initiatives by Government of India to end child marriage. Prohibition of Child Marriage Act of 2006 Act is to prohibit solemnization of child marriage by providing age of marriage by boys at 21 and for girls at 18. Any marriage below this age will be considered is illegal, an offence, and is punishable under the law. Recently, the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021 was introduced to raise age of marriage for girls to 21. Beti Bachao Beti Padhao BBBP scheme by Ministry of Women and Child Development. Child Helpline 1098, a 24/7 telephone emergency outreach service for children in crisis, including for prevention of child marriages in coordination with the police and district child protection units. National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, NCPCR. It undertakes various activities and programs from time to time on the issue of child marriages and related matters. Further, NCPCR requested all states or union territories to issue directions to all stakeholders to take proactive steps and preventive measures to stop child marriages. Other vulnerable sections. Manual scavenging. The government has formulated Namaste scheme for cleaning of sewers and septic tank. Namaste scheme. About national action for mechanized sanitation ecosystem. Namaste. N means national, A means action, M means mechanized, MA means mechanized, S means sanitation, E means ecosystem. ST means sanitation, E means ecosystem. It is launched to promote 100% mechanization, especially cleaning of sewers, septic tanks, desilting of drains, garbage lifting, sludge handling, solid and medical waste disposal, etc. It is a central sector scheme. It is a joint collaboration Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment and Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Implementing agency National Safai Karamchari Financial Development Corporation. Namaste management units will be set up at the national, state and city level to facilitate proper coordination for the scheme. It envisages identifying the sewer or septic tank workers with a focus on informal workforce who are engaged in hazardous cleaning operations. The identified SSWs and their families will be covered under the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana ABPMJAY and will also be provided livelihood assistance including capital subsidy and interest subvention. 500 cities. Converging with Amrut Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation cities will be taken up under the face of Namaste. The identified sanitation workers and their family members will be extended benefits of all the social security schemes being implemented by various departments like PM Suraksha Bima Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana, etc. Aims of Namaste. Zero fatalities in sanitation work in India. All sanitation work is performed by skilled workers. No sanitation workers come in direct contact with the human fecal matter. Increased awareness among sanitation services seekers about registered and skilled sanitation workers. Strengthened supervisory and monetary systems at national, state and ULBs levels. All sewer and septic tank sanitation workers have access to alternative livelihoods. Sanitation workers are collectivized into self-help groups SHGs and are empowered to run sanitation enterprises. Do you know 97.25% identified in manual scavengers are from communities classified as scheduled caste. Manual scavengers die of the potent mix of methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon monoxide fumes from septic tanks. Prohibition of employment as manual scavengers and Rehabilitation Act 2013. Who is a manual scavenger? Any person who has been employed to handle undecomposed human waste from an insanitary latrine, open drain or pit or railway track is a manual scavenger under this law. This person could have been employed by anyone in regular or contractual basis. Exception. Any person who has been employed to clean human waste and does so with the help of appropriate protective gear and equipment. Another group of people called Safai Karamcharis are also considered as manual scavengers. However, they usually refer to the people working as sweepers or cleaning workers in the municipalities, government or private organizations. How do this law prevent manual scavenging? The first step is by demolishing insanitary latrines. Certain time-bound commitments by the local authorities. The local authorities are responsible for the building and maintenance of the community sanitary latrines and must make sure that they are functional and hygienic. Law make it an offence to employ people as manual scavengers to clean insanitary latrines, employ people to clean sewers and septic tanks without protective gear, construct insanitary latrines, not demolish or convert insanitary latrines within a certain period of this act coming into force. Rehabilitation of manual scavengers lays down the rules and procedure for the rehabilitation of manual scavengers through training in alternate employment, financial help and help in purchasing property. Responsibility for identifying manual scavengers. Every local authority, municipality or panchayat, cantonment board or railway authority is responsible for surveying its area to identify manual scavengers. Denotified tribes, DNTs, Why in news? 31st August marked the 70th year of repeal of the Criminal Tribes Act 1871. About nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes. All nomadic tribes are not DNTs, but all DNTs are nomadic tribes. Nomads or semi-nomads are social group who undertakes a fairly frequent, usually seasonal physical movement as part of their livelihood strategy and moves from one place to another. Three types of nomadic communities: hunter or trappers of birds and animals, gamer etc. such as Konda Reddis, Chenchus etc. Pastoral communities such as Pardis, Gujars, Banjaras, Bills, Kurabas, Maduras etc. Peripatic group of peddlers, fortune tellers, storytellers, acrobats, dancer and dramatists. Denotified tribes. About denotified tribes, DNTs were notified as being born criminal during the British regime under Criminal Tribes Act 1871. DNTs are a heterogeneous group engaged in various occupations such as transport, key making, salt trading, entertaining, acrobats, snake charmers, jugglers and pastoralists. Criminal Tribes Act 1871 was repealed by Habitual Offenders Act 1952. Several DNTs were included in Scheduled Tribe, ST, Scheduled Caste and other backward caste OBC lists. Issues faced by DNTs. Identity. DNTs are not recognized under the Constitution. DNTs are not recognized under the Constitution. Isolation. DNTs were relocated from their natural habitat and denied human rights. Economically vulnerable. As per Renki Committee, they are extremely vulnerable economically due to lack of land ownership, lack of data. The absence of reliable data makes it hard to plan an effective intervention strategy for the DNTs. Political representation. DNTs lack leadership as the patronage of a national leader. Social issues. DNTs have poor access to educational and health institutes. Current status. As per Renki Commission 2008, there are nearly 1500 nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes and 198 denotified tribes comprising 15 crore Indians. 31st August is celebrated as Vimukta Jatis Day in India by the DNTs communities. Know the term. Urban poverty is a form of poverty that is particularly visible in megacities, characterized by poor living circumstances and income as well as lack of essential utilities and a bad quality of life. Urban poverty. Why in news? According to report of UN Habitat, poverty and inequality are increasingly spreading in cities globally. What is the extent of urban poverty in India? According to the report of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, about 23.5% of urban households are slum dwellers. This percentage had decreased to 17% by 2011, even though the total number of households living in slums had gone up. United Nations Program. In 1975, the UNGA established the United Habitat and Human Settlements Foundation UNHHSF, the first official UN body dedicated to urbanization. In 1997, the UN Habitat 1 was created as the precursors of UN Habitat objectives to promote socially and environmentally sustainable towns and cities. Membership: 193 members of the UN, India also member. Governance structure: UN Habitat Assembly, Executive Board, Committee of Permanent Representatives. Other key information: partner: governments, intergovernmental organizations, UN agencies, civil society organizations, foundations, academic institutions and the private sector. Its strategic 2020 to 2023 adopts a more strategic and integrated approach to solving the challenges and opportunities of 21st century cities and other human settlements. Focus: reduced spatial inequality and poverty in communities across the urban-rural continuum, enhanced shared prosperity for cities and regions, strengthened climatic action and improved urban environment, effective urban crisis prevention and response. Health. Anganwadi system. The Ministry of Women and Child Development has recently reformed the parliament that it has spent over 18,000 crore rupees in the last financial year to strengthen the Anganwadi system. About Anganwadi system, key features: the Anganwadi system launched under the Anganwadi service scheme, now renamed as Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, is an integral part of the Integrated Child Development Service ICDS scheme. Refer to the ICDS. The Anganwadi Services Scheme is a centrally sponsored scheme under MoWCD, Ministry of Women and Child Development. It represents one of the world's largest and unique programs for early childhood care and development. Aim: the scheme aims to improve the nutritional and health status of children 0 to 6 years, pregnant women and lactating mothers, and reduce the incidence of mortality, morbidity and malnutrition. System depth: the system serves to 906.17 lakh beneficiaries through Anganwadi centers, Anganwadi workers and Anganwadi helpers. They are the basic functionaries of the ICDS who run the AWS and implement the ICDS scheme. One village or area is managed by a single Anganwadi worker AWW who is chosen from the community and has been trained in such areas such as health, nutrition and child care. Recent initiatives to make Anganwadi's program more effective: testing in accredited labs, development of Poshan Vatikas to meet dietary diversity gap, leveraging traditional knowledge and Ayush practices, leveraging technology to improve governance, improving nutritional quality. Okay. Integrated Child Development Services ICDS scheme, serving children of 0 to 6 years and pregnant and lactating mothers, supplementary nutrition, preschool education, health and nutrition, health checkups, referral services, immunizations. Saksham Anganwadis: it is a targeted intervention for improving the AWCs. They will be strengthened, upgraded and rejuvenated across the country for enhancing the overall efficiency and effectiveness. Apart from the given goals for Anganwadi, Saksham Anganwadis would additionally focus on adolescent girls 14 to 18 years in aspirational districts and northeastern region, early childhood care and education 3 to 6 years and early stimulation for 0 to 3 years. Under it, 2 lakh AWCs 40,000 each year will be strengthened to make requisite upgrades. It will undertake activities like smart learning aids, audio and video tools, water purifiers and devices such as rain harvesters. Digital inclusivity. AWCs are also digitally strengthened with smartphones for Poshan tracking systems and monitoring devices. The Poshan tracker is a job aid to the AWWs for efficient delivery of services along with reflection of their efforts. The mobile based application is being leveraged for dynamic identification of stunting, wasting, underweight prevalence among children and last mile tracking of nutrition service delivery. Compensation. The AWWs and AWHs are paid fixed honorarium per month as decided by the government from time to time. Honorarium of the AWWs by the center has been enhanced to 3,500 rupees per month. AWWs are allowed to perform like linked incentive of 500 rupees per month for using ICDS CAS under Poshan Abhiyan. ICDS Common Application Software CAS facilitates the capture of data by frontline functionaries. It is a 6-tier dashboard that replaces registers with smartphone. Most of the states or union territories are paying additional honorarium to these functionaries from their own resources. Insurance coverage. AWWs and AWHs has been covered under Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Anganwadi Karyakartri Bima Yojana, other benefits, paid leave, reservation in promotions, uniforms and other incentives and awards for rendering exemplary service. About National Nutrition Mission NNM or Poshan Abhiyan. It was launched in 2017 to monitor, supervise, fix targets and guide the nutrition related interventions across the ministries. The object of Poshan Abhiyan is to reduce stunting in identified districts of India with the highest malnutrition burden by improving utilization of key Anganwadi services. Its aim to ensure holistic development and adequate nutrition for pregnant women, mothers and children. Poshan Abhiyan consists of social audits and involving masses through Jan Andolan, setting up nutrition resource centers, introducing measurement of height of children at the AWCs, incentivizing AWWs for using based tools and eliminating registers used by AWWs, incentivizing states or union territories for meeting the targets, ICT based real time monitoring system, introducing a very robust convergence mechanism, mapping of various schemes contributing towards address malnutrition. Community health workers at grassroots, Anganwadi workers, AWW, auxiliary nurse midwife, ANM, accredited social health activist, ASHA, accredited social health activist, ASHA, ICDS under MWCD, National ICDS under the MWCD, Anganwadi workers at Anganwadi based at Anganwadi center. Key roles: providing early childhood care and development of the beneficiaries. Incentives: honorarium as decided by the center and performance linked incentive. Auxiliary nurse midwife ANM, National Rural or Urban Health Mission, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, based at health subcenter and additionally visits villages also. Key roles: create awareness on factors that determine health status, counsel women, families and adolescents on birth preparedness, curative care and supplies. Honorarium as decided by the center. Incentives: honorarium as decided by the center. Accredited social health activist ASHA, National Rural or Urban Health Mission, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, based at village level. Key roles: focuses on promotion of maternal and child health, including immunizations and institutional based deliveries. Incentives: receive performance based incentives. Drugs regulation ecosystem in India. After World Health Organization WHO alert on 4 India made cough and cold syrups, the drug regulation ecosystem in India had been under scrutiny about after a World Health Organization alert on 4 India-made cough and cold syrups. More on news. These syrups have been potentially linked with acute kidney injuries and over 66 deaths among children in Gambia, South Africa. These syrups were manufactured and exported by an Indian company, Maidan Pharmaceutical Limited. It holds export only permission for these products: promethanized oral solution, promethazine oral solution, BP, Cofixnalian baby cough syrup, make of baby cough syrup, and Maghrib and cold syrup. The preliminary inquiry from Central Drugs Standard Control Organization CDSO has revealed that the manufacturer is licensed by the state drug controller for the products under reference. The tentative results on syrups has shown presence of diethylene glycol DEG or ethylene glycol present as impurities in propylene glycol that are toxic in nature. In India also, at least 5 cases of DEG poisoning have happened since 1972, including the 2020 incident in Jammu leading to death of 17 children. About India's drug regulation ecosystem. The Indian drug regulatory system originated from the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940. It regulates the import, manufacture, distribution and sale of drugs and cosmetics. The 1940 Act, its corresponding rules allow the central and states to regulate different aspects of the drugs ecosystem. The 1940 Act also provides for other statutory bodies for various functions. To strengthen the effectiveness of the regulatory system, a number of committees, Mashelkar Committee 2003, Ranjit Roy Chaudhary Committee 2014, etc., have been constituted in the past. Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940. Key features of the Act: approval of new drugs, registration and control of imported drugs, coordinating activities of the states, approvals for clinical trials, laying down standards for drugs, cosmetics, diagnostics and devices. Functions of the state government under the Act: licensing of manufacturing establishments and sale premises, inspections of such premises to ensure compliance with license conditions, drawing samples for testing and monitoring of the quality of drugs, suspension or cancellation of licenses, surveillance over sale of spurious and adulterated drugs. Regulatory environment for health products in India. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Directorate General of Health Services DGHS, Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR, Central Drugs Standard Control Organization CDSCO, headed by Drug Controller General of India DCGI, statutory committees, advisory committees plus state licensing authorities. Next, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, Department of Pharmaceuticals, National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority NPPA, Drugs Prices Control Order 2013, Ministry of Commerce, Patent Office, Controller General of Patents, Ministry of Science and Environment Technology, Department of Biotechnology DBT, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research CSIR Laboratories, Ministry of Environment, Environmental Clearance for Manufacturing. Crime in India Report 2021. Recently, the Crime in India 2021 annual report of NCRBs was released. Key findings of the report: specifications, detail trend, overall crime decline of 7.6% in registration of cases in 2021 over 2020. Crime rate per lakh population declined from 487.8 in 2020, 445.9 in 2021. Crimes against women 15.3 increase in 2021 from 2020, with the rate of crimes per lakh women population 64.5 in comparison with 56.5 in 2020. Sexual harassment against women in workplace and public transport increased by 4.3%. Crime against children, a rise of over 16.2% in 2021 from 2020 rising. Crime against senior citizens, increase of 5.3% in registration over 2020 during 2021 increasing. Crime against SCs and STs, for scheduled castes SCs and an increase of 1.2% in 2021 from 2020. For scheduled tribes an increase of 6.4% was recorded increasing. Economic offences 19.4% in 2021. Cyber crimes, India registered an increase of 5.9% from 2020. Telangana followed by Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Assam account for more than 70% of cybercrime incidents. 70%. Telangana followed by Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Assam account for more than 70% of cybercrime incidents. Average rate of cybercrime incidents per lakh population in country was recorded at 3.9. Human trafficking, 27.7% hike recorded in human trafficking incidents. Environment related offences, increase of 4.4% over 2020. Maximum cases were registered under Cigarettes and Other Tobacco Products Act 2003, followed by Forest Conservation Act 1927 and Noise Pollution Acts. States are central rising. World population growth. The world population recently reached 8 billion according to estimates from the United Nations Population Fund UNPFA. United Nations Population Fund UNPFA. Trends in world population growth. Temporal disparity. Much of the world's population growth has come in the last century as better living standards and health advancements extended life expectancy. While the human population reached the first 1 billion in hundreds of thousands of years, it reached from 7 billion to 8 billion just since 2010. Special disparity, declining population growth in developed countries. Population growth slowdown is largely driven by wealthy countries, particularly on account of burden of raising a child and falling marriage rates. Rising population in low income countries, LICs. Low income countries, LIC means. They would drive much of the population growth, with 8 countries accounting for the majority of a projected increase until 2050. These countries are the Democratic Republic of Congo, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Nigeria, Pakistan and the Philippines and the United Republic of Tanzania. India's population by 2050, India would become the most populous country, surpassing China. Average life expectancy, global life expectancy soared from 34 years